When did you realize that some people truly deserve a special place in hell? 4 hours after my 17-year-old son David was beaten unconscious by 3 seniors in the school parking lot, Principal Susan Crawford told me he was probably exaggerating and that pressing charges would destroy these boys' college prospects. David came home that afternoon with a black eye, split lip, and bruised ribs. He could barely walk straight. Through swollen lips, he told me that Tyler Chen, the valedictorian whose mother sits on the school board, had cornered him with 2 friends after school and beaten him for making them look bad on the debate team. I immediately drove David to the emergency room for x-rays, then straight to the school. That's where we met Principal Crawford, who took one look at David's injuries and said, "Boys will be boys. Are you sure this wasn't just roughhousing that got out of hand?" David had never been in a fight in his life. He was shaking, traumatized, and Crawford was acting like it was playground drama. "Tyler Chen is our star student," Crawford said. "He's heading to Harvard next year. Why would he risk that over some silly argument?" When I demanded they expel Tyler, Crawford laughed. "With what proof? It's one student's word against 3 others, and frankly, Tyler's academic record speaks for itself." She said involving police would just make David a target for more bullying. But David was determined to get justice. He gave a detailed statement naming the 2 boys who helped Tyler. Crawford barely took notes, then said, "Look, these are honor students. They'll just say David started it. You really want to put your son through that humiliation?" The next day, Crawford called to say she'd investigated by asking Tyler about it. He denied everything, claiming David had attacked him first and they were just defending themselves. Crawford said case closed. No evidence of assault. I went to the superintendent, but he backed Crawford completely. Principal Crawford has 20 years of experience. She knows how to handle these situations. Maybe David should focus on his studies instead of making false accusations against successful students. Things got worse when Tyler's mother, who runs the largest law firm in town, started pressuring us to drop it. She offered to pay David's medical bills if we'd just let kids work out their differences without adult interference. But then Tyler started bragging about it at school. Other students heard him laughing about how he put the weird kid in his place and how Principal Crawford had his back. David was being called a snitch and a liar while Tyler was praised for standing up for himself. When I brought this new information to Crawford, she said, "High school rumors aren't evidence. That doesn't prove anything happened." She actually suggested we consider transferring David to avoid the toxic environment he'd created. That's when I hired a private investigator. Within a week, he found 2 other students Tyler had bullied. All incidents swept under the rug by Principal Crawford with the same excuses. One boy's parents had been told their son was too sensitive and needed to toughen up. The PI also discovered Crawford's daughter was dating Tyler's older brother. She'd been protecting the Chen family's reputation to maintain her own social connections. The school board chair had even thanked her personally for handling difficult situations discreetly. But the real bombshell came when we found Crawford's emails. She'd been coordinating with Tyler's mother to discredit victims, sharing confidential student records, and even coaching Tyler on what to say during questioning. The state education department got involved when we proved Crawford was receiving donations from Tyler's family. $5,000 for every incident she covered up. She'd been running a protection scheme for wealthy families, letting their children abuse others with 0 consequences. Crawford lost her license and got 8 years for corruption, falsifying records, and violating students' civil rights. Tyler finally got arrested and convicted on multiple assault charges. 3 other administrators in her network were fired. David's a sophomore in college now, but he still flinches when he hears certain names.